Without social media, you couldn't make the money you're making right now?
No way.
How much are you pulling in every month?
About 35K.
And most of that is just profit because you're selling knowledge, right?
Exactly. We've had some clients that have made more than us. They're now making like $120,000 per month.
This sounds like too good to be true.
It does sound too good to be true. If you're Thai, I'll just help you for free. Just approach me or DM me on Instagram.
Okay.
I couldn't be more grateful to be in this country and be so welcome.
Do you feel like way happier in Thailand compared to England?
Yeah, everybody's so friendly. Everybody calls you handsome. If Thailand is a second world country, England is a third world country.
All right, so today we have a special guest, Tom.
Sawadee krap.
You're currently like a digital nomad living in Bangkok, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so do you want to introduce a bit about yourself and what you do for work here?
Of course. So I basically help personal trainers that work in the UK, work on the gym floor, or they work in a 9-to-5 job. I help them transition online. So that they can have more freedom, travel the world, or even if it's just spend more time with their family. Basically, so that they don't have to be location dependent on a job.
Right.
That's basically what we do.
Okay, so how did you end up like moving to Thailand and doing all of this?
When I turned 18, I basically had no GCSEs, no qualifications. I had nothing. The only thing that I could do, and this sounds really random, is swim. Right? So I basically became a swimming coach. So all my working life, I've been a coach. Now, as I was being a swimming coach, I was working in a leisure center. I ended up becoming a personal trainer as well. I basically hated working on the gym floor. I hated being in a location to have to work. So I immediately transitioned online. Cut a long story short, I ended up going to Thailand when I was about 20 years old. So I'm 27 now.
Okay.
So this is like 7 years ago. Very different place 7 years ago, like Bangkok, Koh Phangan, like Chiang Mai, all these places. It's very different to what it is at the moment. But basically, I loved it. I loved it too much at the time, and I didn't do any work, and I completely messed up my business. Ended up having to fly back to the UK, and that was devastating. Like, absolutely devastating, because I just loved it here in Thailand. I loved the freedom, I loved the lifestyle, the culture, everything about it. What ended up happening over the next 4 years following on from that was I started, and this is really random, I started a handstand coaching business.
Wow. How did you think you would make money from like doing that?
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Okay, you're just like, I'm good at handstands, I'm just going to start coaching.
Exactly. I just started posting handstand videos to the internet. When they were asking for tips, maybe getting in my DMs, I would say, well, you know, if you want to hop on a call, I can actually help you do it. And basically, when they hopped on a call, they would then ask for more and more help. And I'd say, okay, well, I can help you do this for the next 3 months and make sure that you can do a handstand. But of course, there's going to be an investment involved in that. Right. And then people started asking me, okay, how do you start your coaching business? Like, how did you teach people to do handstands and make money from doing that online? So then I taught them how to do that. And that's how I have the business that I have now.
And how much was you charging at the time?
So I started by charging £95, which is about 4,000 baht. In the end, I was charging £1,500, which is about 70,000 baht. Yeah.
Like, how did you start from like 4,000 baht to all the way up to that price?
Yeah. So people wouldn't commit enough if they had such a small investment into helping themselves. What happened was a lot of people joined me for the £95. Of course, we had a lot of customers, a lot of clients, but not very many people were seeing success. So I hired a mentor. I hired like somebody like what I do now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Paid them about $5,000 at the time, 250,000 baht.
Yep.
They told me that I need to charge higher, which of course, like I was apprehensive to do it like at that time. And obviously, if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, how the hell do people pay that much money just to learn a handstand or just to get a coaching program? Do people not think it's a scam? And yeah, a lot of people did have those skepticisms, but the people that did join, it was actually I would describe it as a euphoric experience for them, because they put out such a big commitment of such an outlay of cash, but then they in turn get such a big result and have such a big change in themselves and their lives.
Okay. And people are paying £1,500, like a lot of customers.
Yeah. We're getting like between 7 and 10 new customers per month.
Wow. So that's over £10,000.
Yes.
And at the time you were how old?
By the time we got to that point, I was 23.
Living in Thailand or?
No, I was living in England.
Oh, okay.
I was living in England.
I think this is quite mind-blowing for me and like most people watching, because if you're monetizing a handstand, then you can monetize anything.
Oh, 100%.
Like you can even monetize like planting this tree.
You could literally monetize gardening.
Making a clothing brand, opening up a restaurant, you know, even selling like a Thai book like me.
Well, you've got to think, like, what is it that when people put their head down to sleep at night, what do they think about and what keeps them up? It might be their inability to speak Thai when they come to Thailand. It might be the anxieties they have around travel when they come to a place like Thailand. It might be that they can't grow their business and they're stressed about money. It might be that they look in the mirror and they don't like what they see. And if that's the thing that's keeping them up at night and costing them their energy, like they will pay to solve those problems. And that's what coaching is essentially.
Okay, so you started with handstanding coaching and now you're coaching coaches.
Yeah.
Like,
Now I'm a coach who coaches and coaches coaches.
like, I'm just gonna say it out loud. This sounds a bit like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say scammy.
You can say it. Yeah,
But
like,
it just sounds
yeah.
a bit like Ponzi scheme.
It does, yeah, it does.
Right? For the average person listening, they're like, what is this? You know,
Yeah,
you're a
100%.
coach and you're teaching coaches and you're making tens and thousands of pounds.
100%. So I understand that on the surface it might seem a little bit, you know, like you said, like a Ponzi scheme or a scam. Like the truth of it is that a lot of people who are in this industry and making like financial promises online, they kind of are that, and that there is a lot of that going on. But I basically got into it because a lot of my clients at the time were coaches themselves. So when I was teaching handstands, I was teaching it to coaches. So they would see my business growing. We had a community.
Oh, okay.
And they would see a lot of new clients coming in and say, oh my God, like you charge this much. They do the maths on it and realize you must be making like this amount of money.
Right.
So I was like, yeah. They said, how do you do it? Like, I'm trying to do the same with my business. And I did see a few people doing the model of like coaching coaches. So I said, okay, cool. Well, for the same price again, 1,500 is what we charged initially. I'll teach you to grow your business.
Okay.
And then honestly, I loved doing that more than handstands.
Wow. And how long would you coach them for? For example, hey, I'm a coach and I want you to coach me. How long is the process for?
Yeah, in the early stages, I didn't even set a time limit on it. I just said, okay, when you're happy, we'll start working together. So I just said, what's your goal? They said, okay, I want to make £3,000 per month and then be able to move to Thailand or whatever it is. I'd say, great, let's just work until you're there. And that's all I did to begin with. So it was actually a very generous offer.
That is very generous. And did you have like a very high success rate, would you say?
Yeah, in the early stages especially, because I was just obsessive over the client's results and the experience that they had and making sure that they make money. Obviously, if you're promising somebody that you're going to make the money, then it's bad if they don't make the money.
Say, for example, 10 people joined your coaching program. How many of the 10 can actually start to monetize?
If 10 out of 10 put the work in, every single one of them would do it. It's cause and effect. It depends on how well the person is able to put the work in to actually do it.
So if people are watching now and they have a skill they want to monetize, you can essentially teach them.
100%.
And then they can make money and live anywhere they want.
100%.
I mean, this sounds like too good to be true.
It does sound too good to be true.
They might be skeptical, like, okay, this guy's just trying to get money off me. What would you say to that?
I would say don't join my thing if you just think I'm trying to get money.
Okay.
Like don't come and pay me if you think that, like, if that's your view of me, like 100% no.
Do you feel like this is like some secret knowledge that a lot of people don't know about?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So it's kind of like give you a peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Every single business mentorship that you buy into will have the same elements to them, right? To grow a business, especially a coaching business, you've really only got like 3 things that you can do that make money.
Yeah.
You can post content, you can set calls, and you can take calls. Outside of that, there's like no other activity that you can do. Any high ticket coaching program that you join that will teach you how to make more money, they'll essentially just give you how to do those things. And that's what we give people as well. We just coach them around that.
So if you don't mind me asking, like, how much are you pulling in every month now?
So it's between, at the moment, like last month was about 35K.
And most of that is just profit because you're selling knowledge, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And you're living in Thailand. You're not living in a crazy expensive city like New York, San Francisco.
Exactly.
Wow.
But that being said, obviously, like on the surface, that sounds like it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But like my vision isn't to make $35,000 per month. And I know this is going to sound like out of touch to a lot of people. I don't think that's a lot of money to make every single month.
Wow.
That's actually considered a small business still. So a lot of my money still gets invested back into the business with the purpose of building out softwares. We're basically, I want to make it impossible for people not to use our product in order to actually start a coaching business and move their business online.
And is this all through social media? Without social media, you couldn't make the money you're making right now?
No way.
Because there are some coaches like in the gyms, you know, going to your home, but they are not making this much.
No, I mean there are, like, especially in places like London, like there are people that are making a lot of money. They'll charge like £100 an hour. They might do like 8 sessions a day.
Okay.
Do £800 a day in London. But I think like without social media, it's going to be harder to grow online. Like social media is something that you can leverage because that's where everybody is.
And how much are you charging per client now?
£4,000.
What does that entail?
Yeah, so basically we'll take you over the course of 4 months from the point of you working on the gym floor or in a 9-to-5 job to where you're fully online as a coach, earning between £3,000 and £5,000 per month.
Are you just coaching gym people or?
Pretty much.
So with these people that are taking the courses, have you seen them make like insane like progress?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We've had some clients that have made more than us. They kind of started like separate businesses, but they're now making like $120,000 per month. Like they overtook us like real fast. Like they really like did so well.
Okay, Tom. So say, right, I'm ready to quit my job as a video creator. I'm ready to teach how to lift weights in the gym. I've paid you £4,000.
Okay.
What's the next step?
Really good question. The first thing that you've got to figure out is who are you going to help and what are you going to help them solve in their life? What would be, if you had to solve like a health problem for somebody, what would be the problem that you help them solve?
Six-pack.
Six-pack, there you go. That is like an outcome. That's a tangible thing that you're going to help somebody achieve. That's what you need to sell, and that's what you need to figure out as your first steps. Because from there, all of your content's going to be based off that. You're then going to be able to make ads or make content that's going to attract the type of person that wants a six-pack. It's going to dictate everything about the business.
I do currently sell like a book which is teaching Thai. I do want to focus on that more. Not necessarily to make more money, but I feel like when foreigners live in Thailand and they do speak the language, their whole experience changes. Like for me, it feels like I'm part of society, whereas I feel like a lot of foreigners that live here, they do live an amazing life. You know, you're in an amazing condo, you get to do anything you want when you're making like a foreigner salary, but I feel like you're not like entering the society in a deep manner.
No, I can agree. I can agree with that because when I see like you or Pat speaking Thai, I'm like, I definitely know more Thai. That looks like fun to speak Thai with locals.
What do you think I should do to bring more awareness to my product?
If you wanted to direct everything to your product, think about it in terms of like percentages of content. So what percentage of your content is related to the problem that you solve and the product that you sell? If 100% of your content is related to that, and you've got 300,000 people there, then all of their attention is going to be driven to that, and you're likely going to make more sales. If you don't want to do that and you want to keep growing your audience, then maybe 50% of your content is dedicated towards the product, 50% of it is dedicated towards general content, which is more top of funnel and gets you more eyeballs and new people to discover who you are.
So how many hours are you working per day then?
I don't really know. I'll tend to wake up probably around 8 o'clock, get to the desk for like 9 o'clock, take a call with my business partner or my team, my brother, do bits of work, eat 12, gym about 1 o'clock, back to speak to the team at 1:30, and then I've got calls sometimes up until about 10 o'clock at night. And then
wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then
so the whole day?
Pretty much the whole day. Yeah. Okay. And then I'll spend like the evening, I'll chill out. I actually do like to have like an hour where I just switch off. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're sacrificing your youth for this, or you love it?
I lived a lot when I was younger, you know. I went on loads of holidays, I traveled loads, and like there's a lot of like adventure along the way of doing this.
Because you can essentially do it anywhere, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel the same, like I work all day, but this, for me, technically this is work, but it doesn't feel like. I get to speak to someone like super smart like you, and also share so much information to the people watching too. Yeah. I think with 2025, you can literally do anything right now.
You can.
There's so many ways to generate an income and do it on your own terms.
Yeah. I made a video on YouTube probably about a year ago. I think I took it down, but it was called Bangkok Makes Me Feel Like I Can Do Anything. The energy here, you'll land here, everybody's so friendly, everybody calls you handsome, and offers you nice food.
In UK, no, right?
In UK, no, yeah.
Go away.
Go away. Yeah. What are you looking at?
What do you want?
Whereas here, it's like everybody's just trying to like big you up. Going back to the point of like work, I've been to like so many dinners, or like I've closed deals from like the top floor of a cigar lounge overlooking the skyline of Bangkok.
Right.
And collected like £4,000 sat with somebody in person.
Is that with foreigners or Thai people?
Foreigners.
Okay. Hey, so there might be some Thai people watching, right? They're like, okay, we don't have access to the network you have, or the spending and economy is very different if you compare Southeast Asia and I guess West. North America and England. So what advice would you give to them? Because you're closing deals in a cigar lounge with like other Americans, other Westerners. What can they do about that?
That is a really, really good question. I actually don't think that it's any different, whether we like it or not. The reality is it's going to take the same. Now, it's really important to play to your strengths in business. If I was Thai, I would 100% sell to Thai people because I'd be speaking in their language, I'd have more familiarity to them, I'd be speaking in their currency, and I'd be solving their specific problems. Culturally as well, when you're making content and communicating with people, like in England there's a certain culture, right? So I started a video or an ad the other week and it said, you're probably thinking, who's this prick standing on a rooftop pool? That was the clip that I started with. And that's like a very English way of articulating a point or an intro. And I think that if I was Thai, I would definitely play on like Thai culture and like media, the memes that go on. I'm sure like Thailand on TikTok has its own particular memes, right? Similar to how England does. So I would definitely play into that, learn like Thai internet cultures, make content based around the problem that you're going to solve for people and put that out there and treat it exactly the same as we would treat it. Yeah, there's no difference, in my opinion. But in terms of like hiring help, I'll just, if you're Thai, I'll just help you for free. Just approach me or DM me on Instagram.
Okay.
I will take on three Thai
Wow.
people who want to become online coaches, and I will do
That's
my
amazing.
absolute best.
Okay, I'm gonna put his Instagram here. Okay.
I will do that.
That can be an interesting series.
Right.
Have you seen those series on Instagram where it's like day one of going from 0 to, I don't know, 10K?
Yeah,
that can be really
That's
cool.
a really, really good idea.
That's one of the reasons I want to make this content too, because I don't want to just focus on foreigner content or Thai content. I want to bring people like together, you know, and like us living in their kingdom and just, bro, living the best life, man.
Oh
Like
my
compared
God,
to the UK, we're living an amazing life.
It's leaps and bounds.
Yeah, it's good to actually, do something for the Thai society. You know?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more grateful to be in this country and be so welcomed into the kingdom, as you say.
Do you feel like way happier in Thailand compared to England?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone back to England a few times,
Yeah.
and every single time it's just like set that contrast between Thailand and England, and I'm always just like, it's so hard to beat.
What is it about Thailand that you think UK doesn't offer?
Thailand, people call it it's like categorized as a second world country, but if Thailand is a second world country, England is a third world country. No, like for real, like genuinely, like the convenience of everything when you land in Thailand, getting a SIM card, getting a taxi, ordering food, ordering supplies for your house, all of these things, it's so much more convenient. Like everything's open all the time, 7-Eleven. Whereas in England, I landed back in England in, I think, July for 2 weeks. I was like, how do I do anything? Like, how do I get anything? How do I eat? Like,
What do I do?
What do I do? Like, how do I function as an individual? And it was just like everything was less convenient. It's colder. You just need more stuff. Whereas Thailand, you can live more minimalistically. You have to think less here because things just function better. It's the only way I can describe it.
I guess in like Dubai or LA or New York, things function really well there.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
quick, lots of smart people there. Why not there? Why Thailand? Because I think
really
a lot of
good
Thai people might be confused. There is a lot of younger generation of Thai people that are like, you know, as soon as I graduate, I'm leaving. I'm going to England, I'm going to Australia to work.
Interesting.
But for you, you're like, no, Thailand.
Honestly, like if I'm being completely honest, I don't know right now in my personal journey whether I'll live in Thailand forever.
Okay.
I actually don't know. Why Bangkok? To give you an answer, I don't know. The food tastes nicer. Everybody calls me handsome here. The weather, Bangkok just feels like the best way to describe it is it just feels like a hug with like how warm it is, both in like temperature and vibe.
And what about your parents? What do they think of you living here?
They like it,
Yeah.
honestly. They are proud of like the adventure, they're proud of the business that we're building. Of course, my brother lives out here with me as well, and he's a part of my business. So, you know, the business has been able to provide for him. So they're definitely proud. They're actually coming out here to visit me in November.
Okay.
And in England, on TikTok and on Instagram and on YouTube, you see Thailand everywhere.
Yeah.
Thailand's like the place to be if you're living in England, basically.
Okay. But I guess for like a lot of people like watching up until now, they're like super inspired by your story and the life you've built for yourself at such a young age. And even like myself, I'm like, wow. Do you feel like they can make the change in like what they're doing now? Maybe they don't necessarily want to be a coach, but they do want to do something online on the side or maybe full time. What advice would you give to them?
Yeah, so I think you've got to sit down and ask yourself, like, why would you want to do this? Because ultimately, like, to do anything, there has to be a motivation behind it. Like, think about anything that you've ever done in your life, whether that's the gym, whether that's even like walking to the shop. There's always like an objective and an outcome. For me, the outcome and the vision that I've got for my life is very, very clear.
Yeah.
I think that it's important to sit down and think about what that is for yourself. If it's not to start a business, then don't do that. But if it is, think of the reasons why and what outcomes that's going to give you in your life, and that should be the motivating factor.
Okay. And once they've got that, what do they do next? Where's the work going to come from?
Well, there's a quote. It's like, he who has a why can bear almost any how. So from there, again, that's a very broad question, because it's like you've got to figure out what is going to be your how. For me, it was, okay, figure out a problem that I'm going to help people solve with coaching. At first it was handstands, then it was their business, and then I figured out who am I going to work with, what am I going to help them do. I started posting content about it. People started asking me, how are you doing that? I got them on calls, I offered them coaching, they paid me, I got them results, rinse and repeat. That's it.
All right, Tom. So maybe people are ready to get coached by you. I'm certainly sold. I'm gonna go on a discovery call with him. But the call is
Very
free,
careful.
right? Say for
course.
example, someone is watching.
Yeah.
One person is interested in working with you, or like hearing more about
Yeah.
how to get started. How can they contact you, Tom?
So obviously you can go through our Instagram, but what I would actually recommend before like just going like DMing me straight off the back of this is going through some of the content. If you type in Tom Hutch Move on YouTube or Instagram, you'll find my Instagram, you'll find my YouTube. I would recommend going through some of the videos on there and watching some of the content, getting to know me a little bit more, figuring out what it's going to look like for yourself, because it's really difficult to coach somebody who doesn't have some sort of vision for themselves. Like we can't do all the thinking for them. So I think it's important for them to like get a little bit more of a solid idea of the direction that they want to go in through the free content, and then if it's right, respond to one of the call to actions in there, and yeah, we can have a chat.
And it's completely free?
Of course, to have a chat, of course, yeah, it's completely free. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, if it's right for you, then we will help you make the decision to become a client.
Is there anything you're looking for before they approach you?
That's a good question. Think about your goal with your business, and think about the outcome that you're going to help people achieve. If you have those two things, we can help you get going.
And last question. Most of my audience are like foreigners living in Thailand and Thai people. Is there a message you want to share to them?
A message that I want to share to them. Bangkok is like what I imagine something like LA to be like in the 80s. Do you know like LA in the 80s? It was like iconic and it was like just like the place to be. I feel like Asia and Bangkok, obviously it's not the same as like LA, but it's like, it's kind of having its time right now. So I just think like we'll probably look back on this time of us living in Bangkok now and be like, those were the days.
Yeah. We'll look 10 years back from this video.
Exactly, bro, exactly. And we'll be like, those were the days.
I wonder where you'll be.
I wonder, yeah. Probably still here. Probably still walking around
Still in the same apartment. Nothing changed.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure, Tom.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you for inspiring me
Oh.
and for all the people watching. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. ขอบคุณมากครับทุกคนดูคลิปนี้นะครับ I got inspired เยอะนะเขาแบบเก่งมากแค่อายุ27นะครับผมต้องทำนานหนักกว่านี้ครับ Alright guys, so okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys.
See
Bye bye.
ya.